The early days, childhood, yeah, totally carefree. Honestly, I never had a worry in the world. I had friends, we knocked about, we did all that stuff. Never got into trouble, never broke any bones, never, the worst thing I got was falling off a scooter and grazing my leg, It was idyllic, really. My parents they weren't wealthy, but, and I never even cared about money as a kid either, so God knows. I mean, look, even in high school, my mother used to give me 20 cents a day, half of it went on bus fare, and I didn't complain. So no, perfect. Stickability's an IT distributor, and we've been in that business since 1978. Right from the very start, we sold about half of the machines ourselves to our own customers, but the other half we sold to other guys who sold to other people. As the industry matured, we got away from direct selling, and we haven't done any direct selling for probably 20 years because the vendors didn't want us to. So we're an IT distributor. Our customers are guys who sell to other people. Sales this year are going to be $1 billion and our profit's going to be 30.9 million. And we have a 100% dividend policy. So we dividend all the profits out to the shareholders because I firmly believe that's how a company should be run. I've been in this business for an awful long time. I've been in it for over 35 years. I'll probably be in it for 40 or more years. And so on the one hand, we've been successful because we've been able to stay in it. You stay in an industry like the computer industry long enough, you're bound to be successful, but of course it's hard to actually stay in because you get pushed out. It's really, really difficult. So you've got to have a tremendous amount of stickability, but then on the other side, you've also got to know when it's time to change tack. And we've changed tack a lot in this company. Even though we stayed in the same industry, we changed with vendors, with strategies, with all kinds of things, and you need to know when to do that. So it's really it's impossible to be able to articulate what you do. You've really just got to, look, I'm committed to this business. I started it. It's probably the most important thing in my life. And I'm really interested in it. Like, it's not work, it's not like having a job. So you're on it, and because you're on it every day, there's just always things, Like, I do a lot of flying because obviously I have a house in New Zealand, I have the place here, so I spend a lot of time in airport lounges. And you'll pull open the financial review in the airport lounge in Sydney, and every second time you do, you'll see something that's going to have an impact. So it's a case of really being. Look, you need a commitment that's bordering on obsession if you want to be successful, because that's just the way it has to be. Because there's other guys out there, and you've got to get ahead of those guys, and that's how So they're the kind of tips that really, I would say, commitment's the number one thing. When I got involved in business, I would have been in about 23 or 4 or so, it just took over my whole life. Fiona and I used to come to work, well, we used to go to the factory every day. Like, we got married, we decided we didn't want to have kids, and our whole life was the business. We used to go up to my father's place on Friday, Saturday and Sunday nights to watch the football. All we'd ever talk about was what was going on in the business. So yeah, it just took over my whole life. And that didn't bother me in the least. It doesn't bother me now. I have other interests outside of work, but if I had to choose, it wouldn't really kill me. I love coming to work.